Welcome to The Point, a podcast by Apex Benefits and dedicated to employee benefits thought leadership. You can find more episodes for free on iTunes by searching The Point or Apex Benefits. Please rate, review, and subscribe to be the first to know about what we have in store for you. To learn more about Apex Benefits, please visit our website at www.apexbg.com or find us on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitter. Let's get to the point together.
Welcome to The Point, Fort Wayne. Kassee, good morning. Thanks for coming on to The Point.
Good morning, Scott. Thanks for having me this morning.
Absolutely. So on today's episode, we are going to be talking with Kassee Lamm, with Apex Benefits. Of course, my name is Scott Long. I'm with Apex and serve as an executive advisor. Kassee, I know you and I've known each other for quite some time, but when we were talking about market expansion in terms of opening an office and expanding in the northeast part of the state, and when we were talking about that last year, I just leapt at the opportunity to dig a little deeper and kind of take the conversation as far as as far as you wanted to. So for our listeners, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do for Apex Benefits.
Yeah, so I am thrilled to be back on the Apex team. I, interestingly enough, worked for Apex when I lived in Indianapolis, just shy of about 5 years at the Indianapolis office. And in that space, I was working on the population health team, so wellness programs for our clients internally and externally as well. So as I took a leap of faith and moved across the country to Los Angeles, my husband and I eventually made the decision to move back to Indiana. And when we were trying to decide if it was Indianapolis or Fort Wayne, we ultimately landed on Fort Wayne, which is where I'm from originally. Grew up here. I was always one of those that couldn't wait to get out of Fort Wayne. There's a lot of us, especially in my age group, that were born and raised here and couldn't wait to leave. And as soon as we left, realized what we were missing. So yeah. I'm thrilled to be back in Fort Wayne. As you know, Scott, the growth and development here in Fort Wayne has happened in the last 10 to 15 years, and it's pretty cool to come back and see everything that's happened while I was away. But to answer the other portion of your question, I work in the Fort Wayne office for Apex, and I am doing business development, and I'm also a benefits strategist. So I help manage and advise clients here in Fort Wayne, and then also try to deliver solutions for their health and welfare programs. I also work with the Apex team to develop and maintain client relationships, and then some special projects here and there. But then obviously developing best-in-class partnerships and maintaining those up here in Northeast Indiana.
Awesome. So I want to spend a minute or two on something you kind of you mentioned there, the fact that you moved to Indy and then you guys went to LA, but you ultimately, when it was time to come back to Indiana, you decided on Fort Wayne. So, tell us a little bit about, the why. Why did you decide to move back to Fort Wayne as opposed to another, city in Indiana?
So ultimately, it was the people. My family is still here. I have 3 nieces that are here, and we have 2 kids ourselves. So we wanted them to grow up together. But also, everyone in Fort Wayne genuinely cares about each other and the well-being of the city as a whole. There's a really unmatched sense of community here. Everyone cares about local businesses and supporting local. And it's not that you don't get that in Indianapolis, but Fort Wayne is a small town, but big city feel. So there's lots of things to do here. And so that was pretty much why we ultimately decided to move back, was really just the people.
Yeah, I love that. There are so many amazing, the projects are really cool to talk about, but that idea of community really is rooted in people, right?
Yep.
So as you think about your day, kind of day in, day out, what's your goal for Fort Wayne as it pertains to Apex's expansion?
So the ultimate goal for me would be to be partnering with decision makers in Fort Wayne, ultimately to make those informed decisions about offering healthcare benefits but also saving their company money in the process. Obviously, if we can save an employer money and then they can push that right back into the economy or invest it right back into their own business, that would be ideal. Apex has so many subject matter experts that it's an incredible team to be a part of, because I don't have to be the expert in everything. I can be the expert in the one area that my focus is. And I have the capacity to reach back out to the RN that's on staff or our analytics team, and just utilizing those resources internally. And obviously, there can be challenges for employers making changes up here in Northeast Indiana. So we want to equip those business owners and the HR professionals and C-suite level executives with just that arsenal of support that Apex has to offer.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. So you mentioned it, I alluded to it, all the projects and the growth, but, as you look at things, how have you seen Fort Wayne grow, over the last, say, 10 years?
So when I grew up here, Fort Wayne was a fun place to live, but there wasn't much to do. And so in the last 10 to 15 years, obviously downtown has developed incredibly, with Promenade Park being a great addition, and then also just the different opportunities to go to like the Clyde Theater and see a show, and go to the Comets games and the Mad Ants games, and we love to go to Tin Caps games downtown. And beyond that, just the restaurant scene has exploded here in Fort Wayne. Lots of small business owners that have taken that leap of faith to start their own business and have the restaurant community be a big part of their success. Obviously, between the last decade, downtown has flourished. It's a place that you can find a great food, great drinks, catch a local band playing. And then as part of my role at Apex, I obviously want to continue to see that development grow, and help other people feel the pride of living in Fort Wayne. For so long, I took that for granted. And then when I moved out of Fort Wayne, realized how great it is to actually live here and be a part of this community.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So I'm still blown away by the growth. You mentioned the Clyde, and so as a kid, my parents were born and raised in Fort Wayne, and so as a kid, that whole area, the Wendy's, that up and down that street was walking distance. And in the 80s and into the 90s, for sure, that theater was all but closed, the section of kind of retail. So, fast forward 25, 30 years, the Clyde, you can't hardly get a ticket. It's sold out. You really have to be paying attention to, when the tickets become available. So I still get a kick out of that, just like thinking back on that, and just, today, just blown away by the growth. So I appreciate that.
It's been pretty cool to be a part of, and outside of using the venue for, concerts and things like that, they also rent it out to business owners to have like their company parties or Christmas parties. And it's just been a great added addition to Fort Wayne in general. But also, Sweetwater now has a pavilion that they offer concerts and things like that. So it's just, Fort Wayne has changed in such a positive way. Not that it was bad before, but it's just drawn crowds that it wouldn't have drawn prior. And we've seen a lot of people that used to be the indie weekenders now stay in Fort Wayne and actually participate in things here. And you also see a lot of people from outside cities like Indianapolis or cities in Ohio and even into Illinois and Michigan. Those people come here for events now because of the growth and development here in Northeast Indiana. And we're really thankful for Greater Fort Wayne and the Regional Opportunity Council here that have helped us expand and be so successful.
Yeah, no, it's jaw dropping, frankly, from my perspective anyway. So, as you think about your work and Apex, where we fit in, I guess, how can Apex, so in your words, how can Apex help employers in Fort Wayne? And then kind of part two of the question is, what makes Apex stand out?
Sure. So like I said, we have so many subject matter experts internally that if there's ever a resource that our clients are looking for, we can access it within a moment's notice. And then also, obviously, we approach our clients a little bit differently than other companies do. You don't just see us at renewal time to sign on the dotted line. Apex actually cares, and our employees are there. They're present with their clients in an effort to drive change. And obviously, the ultimate goal is to increase the health of the employee population of the clients that we're working with. And being a face that people know when we walk through the door is a big part of that. Also, Apex is a family-owned company. We really believe in that structure, and that's been one of the biggest reasons that I was so excited to come back to Apex. Just a flexible environment, and we are there for our clients. We're able to take the problems that arise and help them answer those problems and turn it into a positive. And that's something that you don't really see very much in our industry. And also the buy-in from the leadership at Apex, it's kind of unmatched. I've never been a part of an organization where the leadership team has been so involved and excited to see the change. And I think that's part of why John, our owner, and the Apex team wanted to be part of the expansion here in Northeast Indiana. It's one thing to see Fort Wayne booming and see Fort Wayne exploding with businesses, but it's another thing to want to be part of that and impact the change in a positive way.
No, absolutely. It's been just amazing, the leadership, the support that you've received, that frankly I've received as we've tried to kind of get into the mix, right? There's so much going on and want to be a part of, and it's really it's really rewarding when you've got the entire company behind us. And so I appreciate your thoughts, but appreciate you carving out some time to be on the point, Kassee. I know that time is very, very valuable these days, and next time we do this, let's hope that we're doing it in person, downtown Fort Wayne.
Sounds great. Look forward to seeing you at Greater Fort Wayne.
Absolutely.
You can find more episodes for free on iTunes by searching The Point or Apex Benefits. Please rate, review, and subscribe to be the first to know about what we have in store for you. To learn more about Apex Benefits, please visit our website at www.apexbg.com or find us on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitter. Let's get to the point together.